One of the questions that I get asked every single day is, what are the signs and symptoms of low thyroid function? And I think one of the reasons why that question comes to me so often is that I have had my own struggles with low thyroid function and Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is an autoimmune condition that unfortunately targets the thyroid and creates low thyroid function. Now, surprisingly, millions of people around this country and around the world, especially women, are struggling with low thyroid function and don't even know it. They haven't had the right test run, or their symptoms are chalked up to just being tired or stressed, or they're just getting older, like they're in perimenopause and menopause. So what I wanted to do today is I wanted to clear the air about, one, what does your thyroid do, your T3 thyroid, and what are some of the signs and symptoms when T3 isn't, one, you don't have enough of it, or it's not binding to the receptor sites on all the cells inside of the body. Now that is an important distinction to note, is that your thyroid hormone is one of the most important hormones in the body. It's in the hierarchy of hormones. It is on top. It's one of the top hormones. Cortisol, insulin, thyroid hormone, those are running metabolism. They're running cellular metabolism. They're helping to make sure that you survive. And although we think about progesterone and estrogen, and they are the queen bees of the hormones, still not as important as making sure that we've got those key survival metabolic hormones running. So your thyroid hormone is binding to every single cell in the body, and it is driving cellular metabolism. And really what that means is it's helping your cell do the work that it needs to do to ensure that you are functioning. So what are some signs and symptoms? Well, let me just let you know that there are over 300 signs and symptoms when it comes to low thyroid function, because when you're the hormone that is driving cellular metabolism and all of a sudden that hormone is not sufficient enough, there's gonna be a lot of things that go off the rails or are just not working properly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to list the most common signs and symptoms that one should be looking out for when it comes to low thyroid function. And just note that even though I'm going to list a ton of signs and symptoms and you may be just going check, 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 it's still really important to look at the labs as well, because you can't really self-diagnose a thyroid issue. You need to go and make sure that there actually is thyroid labs that are off and inconsistent. So here are some of the symptoms. Cold hands and feet, weight gain, especially around the midsection, so belly fat, and then also weight gain that just won't go anywhere because, again, your metabolism has been compromised. Indigestion, gas, bloating, constipation. Your digestive system is definitely going to slow down, causing constipation. Fatigue, foggy thinking like brain fog, getting sick often, chronic infections or colds and flus, swelling, chronic candida, dark circles along the eyes, acne, dry skin, but also like brittle nails, dry hair, even maybe hair loss, headaches, even the eyebrows, the lower side of the eyebrows, the far part of the eyebrows may diminish, they may get shorter. Headaches and migraines, joint pain, irregular periods. This is super important. I talk about this on a lot of episodes, is that your thyroid function is connected to the balance of estrogen and progesterone. So if thyroid's off, those hormones are going to be off as well, throwing off your cycle, especially the luteal phase of your cycle. Loss of sex drive, depression, anxiety, sugar cravings, and then also not being able to go to sleep at night as well. Your sleep could absolutely be compromised. So I know that those are a lot of signs and symptoms, but if you're finding yourself checking the boxes and thinking to yourself, something hasn't been feeling super great, like I'm just not feeling right, it's worth running a full thyroid lab. Now in this episode, which is episode 219 on the podcast, on my Q&A episodes, I actually go through all of the thyroid labs as well and why those labs are so critical. So if you want to learn about the labs and get the full kit and caboodle, that will be inside of this episode of 219, which I think is absolutely worth checking out. Also, if there's somebody else in your life that you're thinking are struggling with some of these areas, shoot them my way, either to this video or to the podcast episode 219.